Do you want to know how to easily AFK thousands of gems every single night and get close to 100,000 gems in just a couple nights, as well as get kills on all of your units to max out their skill trees? In today's video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. I'm trying to reach 20,000 subscribers before my birthday, but for that to be possible, you guys gotta sub because only 5.3% of you guys are subscribed. So if you want to help me reach my goal, drop a sub and enjoy the video. For this to work, there's only two actual methods for this. One requires units and one doesn't require any units. Right now, we're going to go over the first method that does require units and tiny task. So what you're going to need for this is the unit of your choice and Yami, or you can just do it with Yami if you solely want to do the tiny task. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get our Yami equipped in slot number 2. We're going to run all the way over here to story mode. We're going to go ahead and open up our tiny task, obviously, because it's the main thing you need. We're going to go ahead and open up this right here, tiny task. Go to preferences and turn on continuous playback. Check our recording hotkey and check our playback hotkey and make sure we know them and move this off to the side. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is go to Desert Village Act 1 Nightmare, start it, and wait till you load in. Now, once you load in, you're ready to start your recording. I'm going to start mine at around 5 seconds at the top of the screen. So as you can see, we're about to hit 5 seconds. And there, I started my recording. As you can see, the little red goes up. So that means our recording has started. I'm going to press 2 and place down my Yami. And now we're just going to wait. So for this macro, I'm actually going to go ahead and use Gojo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till my Yami gets me to about $2,500. And then I'm going to place Gojo down. The reason I wait just a little bit over is in case there's a delay or I get less money from one unit on the next run. This makes sure that it works fluently and does not mess up. Depending on how many units you place down will definitely affect how efficiently this works, because sometimes if you do too many units, it won't function the way you actually need it to, and will instead just cause issues overall. It'll make it way more difficult than it needs to be. So right now we're at 1.22k. We're just going to wait till we're at 2,000. We'll place down our Gojo, and then all you're going to do is simply upgrade your Gojo. That's it. So I'm going to stop right here. We're going to go ahead and press 6 where our Gojo is and place him right there. And now our Gojo is right there. And he will literally just take care of everything for us. And he'll get his kills up and I can get his skill tree done in a single night of AFK. For example, my Mash has almost 100,000 kills, which is crazy. And I've only AFK'd with him for a couple nights. So this method is definitely the best if you want kills. In a little bit, we will be going over the raw gem method. This method is solely for getting gems, and that is it. With the other method, you get roughly 3,000 gems per hour. With this method, you get 2 to 2.5k per hour. So it's not bad, but still there is other methods that are faster, which hopefully once my Gojo skill tree is done, I will be doing those methods instead, as they will get me a ton more and are much, much more effective. As you can see here, boom, our Gojo is at upgrade 1. I'm doing 30,000, and that's all we really need. It's not going to cause any of the issues. You can click around. I personally usually just keep my mouse still, but for the sake of this video, I'm showing you. We'll click on our Gojo. Click his feet usually, just because in case of his attack and his hitbox actually changes to where you click on him, that can affect your macro as a whole, because he may attack at a different timing in another run later down the line. And all we're going to do is just press this upgrade button every now and then. You don't even have to do it all the time. Just spam click it here and there, and you'll be fine. Obviously, spam click it whenever you have enough money, because then that upgrade will go off hopefully every time you reach enough money in all your runs. But I'll just spam click it here and then wait, and then spam click it again, spam click it again. And this is the best way to farm gems by far compared to anything. It is so much better than the other methods that used to work. Sadly, none of them work. This is literally just the best way because it is one of 2 ways, and it also multitasks and gets you kills while you're running. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run and just show you guys what to do once we get to the end. All right, everybody. So we are right around the end of our macro here. We're on wave 15 out of 15. Our Gojo is clearing this very easily. You can do this with any unit. You do not need Overlord on your units. Obviously, I'm going to use Overlord because it's a little easier, less work for me. But you do not need an Overlord unit for this. I can promise you that. I did it before I had a single Overlord. You do not need any Overlord units for this. It is that easy. But as you can see here, our Gojo's at 325 kills from one clear. Now, I would usually run this around 100 times. That is 30,000 kills done and out of the way. So this retry screen pops up. We're going to go ahead and wait till about 5:45 on the macro, just in case there's extra delays or one of the bosses doesn't spawn in or has higher health. It's just the most effective way to make sure there's no discrepancies in between each of your runs. So I'm actually going to go ahead and wait to 6 minutes just to be safe. And then we're going to go ahead and spam press retry once we get to 6 minutes. And then we will stop our recording at 10 seconds into the next run. Now, this is what you're going to do anytime you make a macro. You obviously want to start it wherever you last started, or stop it wherever you last started it. It's kind of weird to explain, but you'll get the hang of it. So we're just going to wait here till we see that 5 seconds at the top. We'll go ahead and actually place down our Gojo. Or not place down our Gojo, but stop recording our macro, and then we can run it whenever we actually want to. But now it is time to show you guys the better method for just pure gems. Okie dokie. So for the next method that is purely for gem farming and gem farming only, no kills, no XP, we are going to be talking about the challenge method. So what you're going to do for this is you're going to pick any map. It really doesn't matter. Speedy Enemies Desert Village is the best. But right now we have Tower Limit. We're going to go ahead and just load on in. And we're just going to have to leave an auto clicker on the retry button. That is literally it. That's the whole method. And you just sit there and die over and over and over again. But if you do it on Speedy, it is the best. It is your best bet, is doing the challenge on Speedy and leaving the auto clicker on, because you just get the most gems possible out of it. However, if no Speedy challenge comes up, I think that the other method is definitely faster as compared to this. But what you could do, say the challenge is Tower Limit on Desert Village and you have a hybrid unit, you can actually just go ahead and run your macro on the challenge stage, and you'll get 200 gems per clear every single time. You'll clear it probably about 12 times an hour. There you go. That's an easy 2,400 gems per hour. Plus, you're getting challenge drops, which is super duper good. It is well worth it. So that is another great method if you just need to farm gems that way, and your evos, which you can get done super duper easily. It's one I don't always touch on because it's a little more complex than just typical making the macro, as you have to wait for the right challenge and make sure your units fit into the right category. Like if it's an Act 6, there's going to be errors, so you have to have hybrid units. Whereas if it's an Act 1, you don't have to have any hybrid units, which makes it more complex if you need hybrids or if you don't. So for this method, all we're going to do is literally just sit here and wait until the actual, until we actually die and the retry screen pops up. For this, you will need this awesome program called OP Auto Clicker. It's really easy. It's usually the first link whenever you look it up. And all we're going to do is wait till we lose, press pick location, and then pick right where the retry button is and start our macro. And it will just run over and over and over again. And that's literally all you have to do. So this one, you literally don't even have to play the game, which is really nice. So obviously, as you can see, this is way less effective on a map that doesn't have Speedy, as you get 25 gems in only 3 minutes, which is really, really bad. However, if you have a challenge that is Speedy, or you have like Hollow World, which is a much shorter map, this works way better. And all you're going to do is hit pick location, click right on the retry button, and start your macro, or start your auto clicker, and it'll just run it through. But I recommend only doing this on Hollow World and maps that have Speedy. Otherwise, it's really not worth it. It is really not worth it at all, because you're going to be missing out on a lot more gems than if you were just tiny tasking. However, that is everything I have for you guys today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.